name is Bruce Lee Miller. I was born in America in 1948. In 1970, I made my first trip overland to Asia. The culture was so different than anything I knew, and it was very friendly. I settled in Nepal for 14 years. And at the age of about 64, I retired from business and started to take up photography professionally. During that time, I was from the age of 20 to 35, which are very influential years, and I adopted a new culture, and I found many values that made sense to me. As wherever we live, we adapt to the rules, and so I adopted many of the customs, just as values in life. But somehow, being different, I find them very photographic. And because I speak the local languages of Nepali, Hindi, a bit of Tibetan, and Thai, I speak Thai, so I can communicate and try to make contact, which is an important part of the experience for me. So this is called the Holy Festival, and it's the festival of colors, and it's the festival of spring. Very important festival for Hindus. So when they arrive, the purpose of their pilgrimage is to give something to their God. The moment, the peak moment, the priest gives it back to them. And at that moment, they see their God and their God sees them. And of course, the religion is a very fundamental part of their society. This was a gentleman I had the pleasure of meeting in very north of Himalayas, in a place called Chamba. And he worked in the market, 72 years old, and he repaired plastic flashlights and cheap umbrellas, and he sharpened the knives for his neighbors. And they're a poor community, so they can't replace their plastic. So he still has pride and sense of being at 72 because he helps his neighbors, and they need him. But he was sitting in this market full of vegetables, and he has this tiffin, which he carries his food from home. And I asked him, why do you bring your food when you're in the middle of so much food? And he said, no. He said, because that food keeps me alive, because it's cooked with love. And it's how simple, but we don't see it until they point it out to us. And it's our relationships which are important in life. They've done scientific studies again and again. And the most important thing of our lives is our relationships. I find black and white gives me a more emotional result. If the color is absent, you see depth of field. I learn from these people. They make my life richer when I hear their stories, and I can share them with people. If I can make anybody else smile, I feel it's been a good day. Beauty is the point of it. We want to make something beautiful. And show people smiling and happy. I avoid shooting people in distress. I don't like to see people sad or, it's natural, but it's not what makes other people happy. And it makes my life bigger by traveling. And the more I understand, the more I want to see.